Bright Tuty. Every student matters.
Hi students, our next topic is curved surfaces. Initially we have seen the plane mirror. Now we will be seeing the curved surfaces. Now what do we mean by curved surfaces? Those type of surfaces which are like this. Now either they are curved inward or they are curved outward. Fine. Curved inward or outward means if I paint them from outer bulging part and the reflection of light takes place from the inner surface, then it is known as curved inward. And if I do the opposite of it, that I paint it from the inner curved part and the reflection of light takes place from the outer bulging part, then it is known as curved outwards. This type of curved inward mirrors are known as concave mirrors, and these one are known as convex mirrors. Fine. Now you have to understand a few things over here. What? Let us say this is the first endpoint A and this is B. Now the reflection of light can take place anywhere in between from A to B. So this AB, we call it the aperture of the mirror. By aperture we say that it is the reflecting surface of the mirror. Same is the case of convex mirrors. Now the reflection of light can take place from this outer bulging part anywhere from this part diameter A to B. This is known as the aperture. Fine. The midpoint of the mirror, we just call it the pole of the mirror and we represent it with P. If we are talking about convex, so this is the midpoint, we will call the P pole of the mirror. Fine. Now when we look at this curved surface or the concave or convex mirror, what we say is that this is a part of an imaginary hollow sphere. Imagine it to be a hollow circle of which this particular mirror is just a part. Similarly, this also is a part of this imaginary hollow sphere. Now the center part of that imaginary hollow sphere of which this mirror was a part is represented as capital C, and this is called the center of curvature. Importantly, the center of curvature is not a part of the reflecting surface of the mirror, right? Similarly, if I assume it to be, this is the center of curvature for convex mirrors. Clear? Now, a line, straight line joining the center of curvature and the pole of the mirror is referred to as principal axis. In this principal axis, we just write PAL. PAL is main axis. Similarly, for this convex mirror, this will be the principal axis, that is the line joining the pole and the center of curvature. This is always a perpendicular straight line, normal line. Clear? Fine. So this is a concave mirror, this is a convex mirror. Now very important thing that we need to remember is that this concave mirror is a converging mirror. What do we mean by this particular term? Converging means that any ray of light coming parallel to the principal axis, assuming it to be this center line principal axis, any ray of light above the principal axis or below the principal axis, if it is coming and striking this concave mirror, after striking it will be reflected towards the principal axis. So the reflection of light takes place towards the principal axis. This is known as convergence. Let us take an example. For example, this is a ray of light which was coming. By arrow I am showing the direction. Fine. So this ray of light will bend like this or reflect like this. If a ray of light was coming from the downward direction, once again now after striking this concave mirror or the reflecting surface, it will move towards the principal axis which is await. So it will go above like that. So it will be reflected like this. This is known as convergence. Fine. Convex mirror is opposite of it. We call it to be a diverging mirror. Divergence means it will bend the light rays away from principal axis. If the light rays are coming, for example, this is a light ray which is coming parallel to the principal axis, showing the direction. This is the point at which it will strike. It will bend the light ray away from the principal axis like this. Fine. Similarly, if the light ray is coming from here, it will strike this particular surface. Now the principal axis is above. After reflection, it has to go away from the principal axis. It will bend like this. Got it? Fine. This is divergence. Got it? Now, what is visible from this ray diagram is, in concave mirror, after reflection, the light rays are meeting at a particular point which is on the principal axis. This particular point where the light rays are meeting each other, that is referred to as the focus or the principal focus of the mirror. Got it? Over here we see that after reflection, the light rays are going away from each other. They are not going to meet each other, right? So what we will do is, as we already know, we will extend the light rays backwards, and the point at which they will appear to meet each other will be known as the focus of this convex mirror. Now, very important few things you need to keep in mind, students. First is, over here we see that the light rays are actually meeting each other. So that means over here the focus is real focus, means the light rays are actually meeting. And we see that this was the pole of the mirror, this is the front side of the mirror, this is the back side of the mirror. So this focus is formed in the front side of the mirror. Clear? When we talk about convex mirror, we see, number one, that the focus is a virtual one. The light rays are not actually meeting each other but are appearing to meet. So it is a virtual focus, and this is formed behind the mirror. Behind the mirror and front of the mirror, we can also say that from the pole, if we see, then this left side from the pole is known as front of the mirror, and right side of the pole is known as behind the mirror. Similarly, this was the pole, this front side, the left side is front of the mirror and the right side is behind the mirror. So the focus is formed on the right side. In case of convex mirror, behind the mirror, and in case of concave, it is in the front or the left side. Got it? Now, the focus F, the distance from the pole till the focus, it is known as focal length of the mirror. So what is focal length? It is the distance of the focus from the pole, whether it is in the case of concave or it is in the case of convex. This is basically the focal length. This focal length, the point was denoted as capital F, but this focal length is represented as small f. While doing the numerical part further ahead in the chapter, we will see that small f is used to represent the focal length. Fine. Yet another thing, this was, we have seen, this was C point, center of curvature. What was center of curvature? It was the center part of the imaginary hollow sphere of which the mirror was a part. Got it? So this C, when we just see how this particular point is distant from the pole, this will be referred to as the radius of curvature. This is the radius of this circle, the imaginary sphere. This is known as radius of curvature, and this is denoted by capital R. Fine. Now, any particular mirror with shorter focal length, we see that this focus is in mid of P and C. What does it mean? It means that PF is equal to CF. It means F is the midpoint of P and C, and in other sense we say that the focal length which was actually PF, this is half of the radius of curvature. Fine. This focal length is half of radius of curvature, or we can say that the radius of curvature is twice that of the focal length. So, this particular thing we will be using later on, that focal length is half of radius of curvature, means F is the midpoint of P and C. These are the basic few things that you need to keep in mind. Fine. We will be requiring all these particular properties while going ahead, while we will be discussing about these things. Fine. Later in the chapter, we will see how the images will be formed by concave mirrors and how they will be formed by convex mirrors.